Greetings, welcome to this video. Apologies, as you can see, I've just got out of the shower, so I'm preserving my modesty with this blanket. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, one, you know when you're in a hotel and they have those like those thermostat things that's supposed to regulate the temperature, why do they never actually work properly? Like you put it on whatever temperature you want and then like 5 minutes later it sort of reset itself to some other default temperature, and they're always far too complicated, and you have to like press all different buttons of which function you want, and it's really difficult to understand. You have to go into a book and try and look at all the details. Then you have to ring reception and they say, oh, it's quite complicated, and you get more into it, and then eventually you do get the right temperature, but then it takes like 8 minutes before it kicks in. They say, oh, wait for 8 minutes. Why does it have to wait for 8 minutes? Why can't it just be simple? You just say what temperature you want and then it just makes it that temperature. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to say was about old person's accident. Now, we've all had an accident, like you could slip in the shower and knock your leg a bit. I've just got out of the shower myself. I didn't have an accident this time, luckily. But if one were to have an old person's accident, the definition of an old person's accident is an accident in which things just keep getting worse. Like, you don't just slip. You sort of slip and then, like, you say, oh, and you put your hand out. No, in fact, you don't put your hand out. The whole point of an old person's accident is you to take no action to actually avoid further accidents. So you sort of go, oh, and then you like whack your arm one way, and then your leg goes and you smash into something. And then you just, with an old person's accident, it just gets worse and worse. So even a simple slip in the shower results in hospitalisation, surgery, because you just keep falling. And the other very important thing, if you want to achieve an old person's accident, is that it's very important you do nothing that actually saves you anyway. You just make loads of noises and start screaming and going, ah, oh, ah. But you don't actually do anything useful, like holding on to something or putting a hand that might sort of stop you knocking. You just keep hurting yourself. And also, it's optional, but if you want to do an old person's accident, no bad thing to say something racist while you're doing it, like slip, knock yourself a few times and sort of say, oh, too many foreign people in this country. That's a classic old person's accident. And the final thing I wanted to say was a rich person's accident, because that's actually, like, rich people have more things that can do them more damage. Like, if you're rich, you're like in a hotel and like you might have like a marble bathroom and you like knock yourself on the marble surface really hard, or there might be that noise is the shower, it's the drains, or there might be like a coffee table made out of glass and it's really sharp, it's really ornate and beautiful, but it's really sharp and you might do a real serious accident. Whereas when you're poor, you might be like in the Premier Inn. I'm in the Premier Inn quite a lot, and the worst you can do then is like you just slip on a balsa wood coffee table that will just immediately demolish itself. A lot of the things in poor people's hotels are a bit like props in film, like, which are just like, that thing they get when they smash someone over the head with a glass. It's a prop that they use in films, which is actually just made out of some special sugar stuff that just, well, it's a bit like that in poor people's hotels. Everything is designed so if you knock into a table or something, it will just disintegrate. So that is the end of this video log. See you later.